What's up, y'all? It's Kendrick, aka Chug Rock. Right now, I want to talk about how people believing that a God created good and evil doesn't make any sense. Because for one thing, how could God create evil when he against evil? If that God against, that's a contradiction. Because if you're gonna say a God is a good God and he's totally in the representation of holiness and super holy, holier than anything that exists on this planet, in the universe, any human being, you can't say he created evil. He didn't create evil then. If he said in that Bible, evil cannot even stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. If he gonna say that, you can't say he created bad. That's a contradiction. That's a huge contradiction. For you to say he's even an author of stuff that goes on and that's bad as well. That's confusion. Because he's supposed to be this moral God, right? God, the God of the Bible is supposed to be this moral God, right? So if you're gonna say he's an all good God and he's perfect, how he created bad? He didn't create it bad if he all perfect. That represents the devil, right? That represents his arch enemy, right? Satan, right? The devil. So if that's the case, you can't say he created bad. That don't make no sense. That's a totally fallacy. That's false. That's far from being the truth. So you can't have 1 foot left and saying God created good and 1 foot right saying he created bad. That's cognitive dissonance. That ain't making no sense. Y'all people ain't making no sense when y'all say, oh, God is the one responsible of that evil that happened. But he against evil. How you gonna create something and you against something? Make that make sense. How the fuck you gonna be against evil when you created the damn evil in the first place? It ain't no such thing as no God is all good and he gonna create evil and he was responsible for the bad and the good. That Bible God is a contradiction. The God of the Bible is a total contradiction. Talking about he's responsible for the good and evil. If he's responsible for the good and evil, he's no better than a human being. He's not perfect then. A God is responsible for evil. It's not somebody dying and stuff. It's not a good God. It's not always a perfect God. That's stupid. How you gonna how you gonna say you hate evil and put evil on this earth and give people the sense to do evil and punish people for it? That's crazy. So I'm totally against the saying God created everything and God created good and evil, especially him. If you say gonna say you're a good God and say he created evil at the same time, that don't even make sense. That ain't adding up right. That don't add up. I can't say it. I can't fathom in my mind that makes sense because it doesn't to me. It doesn't even make sense. I was brainwashed onto a lie. And for all y'all that woke up, I give y'all applauses. Y'all see this contradiction. It's fucked up. It don't even make no sense. And I'm gonna tell it how it is because I'm a real nigga. So it is what it is, y'all. You heard me. It is. So If y'all can't see this messed up, then it's something wrong with y'all. Y'all need help. Y'all need some spiritual enlightenment. It was something wrong with me at one point in time, believing in this garbage. All this Christianity stuff, religious garbage. Until I woke up. And I'm breaking it down. I'm tearing it down now. I hate religion. I hate it with a passion. I hate when people bring up religion. Even mention the name Jesus. When you mention the name Jesus, that lets me know you ain't living smart. That lets me know you ain't awoke. Soon as you mention that Jesus word, it's over with. You ain't awoke. Can't be awoken in religion at the same time. They don't go together, because that leads into confusion of doctrines. Contradictions, stuff that don't even make sense. Like this, what I'm talking about. So, not to get off topic, but yeah, all good God making evil and being totally against evil don't make sense. That ain't right. That God of the Bible don't exist. If he was such a good God, he wouldn't be the author of. If he was so against evil, he wouldn't create evil in the first damn place. And no evil is something that's not right. Wouldn't that make him just as bad as the devil? When God arrived with the devil with his evilness, if he's the author of evil and of good, evil represents confusion, And the Bible got the nerve to say God is not the author of truth. God is the author of confusion, because he's saying he's good. He wants people to be moral, but he created evil in the first damn place. That's a contradiction. That's a damn contradiction, you heard me? And it doesn't even make any sense. If y'all can't see that, y'all totally are blind-minded. Y'all are blind-minded. So y'all be cool.